Hello my friends, welcome to Lindy's Magpie Reads. This is a picture book edition. So what I've done is I have looked at the titles that are on the Lammy's list, the Lambda Literary Awards list for picture book and middle grade fiction. And there are 3 picture books on that list and 2 middle grade fiction. So I'm just going to talk about the 3 picture books and how I would rate them. And I have 1 bonus picture book that is related, as you will see. So, third out of the 3 is Stitch by Stitch. Cleve Jones and the AIDS Memorial Quilt. It's by Rob Sanders and it's illustrated by Jamey, Christoph. I think this is an important topic, an important picture book. Covers the basics of Cleve Jones' life and how he got the idea for the AIDS Memorial Quilt. Unfortunately, I have a lot of issues with the book design. It is published by Imagination Press, which is the children's book imprint of the American Psychological Association. So it definitely has a purpose. The press is for promoting health and human welfare, and I think this does that. There's a definite passion for the topic that comes through from the author, Rob Sanders, and I like that as well. He's written a poem, and the full poem is at the end of the book, but pieces of the poem are distributed across the pages in addition to the story. And the poem is put into an italic font, which is not easy to read. The text on the page goes almost right to the very bottom without any space, just very ugly. I don't know, for many people maybe this won't matter, but I think that if you're looking at good examples of picture books, you want the illustrations to really have a synergy with the text, and that only happens in a few cases here. Here we have people looking at the quilt, and because the quilt itself is so pale, it's like it's not even there. The text here is, today the panels on the quilt represent 100,000 names, 100,000 individuals, 100,000 people who will be remembered forever. Cleve called it a monument sewn of fabric and thread. And I like the sentiment. I think the 100,000 names, 100,000 individuals, 100,000 people is going overboard. There are places too where the text is strained, I would say. There's just awkward sentence construction. Through the rain, Cleve looked at the names pieced together on the wall. Through the rain. There's a discussion guide at the end. Was HIV/AIDS just a disease that gay men got? Again, just awkward sentence construction. Good information, but could have used a better editor. And Jamey Christoph, his art style kind of reminds me of architectural renditions, sort of artist renditions of architectural drawings, and it's pleasant. I actually like that type of drawing, but I'm not sure. I really don't know about the audience for this. probably about grade 3 or 4. I can't. Topic is important, so I gave it 3.5 stars. Okay, this one is much more successful. It's called Calvin. It's by J.R. and Vanessa Ford, illustrated by Kayla Harren. And this one has a gorgeous design. There's the end papers. Calvin is drawing himself. He's the one telling the story. And he has a white mom and a black dad. And he tells them, I'm not a girl. I'm a boy in my heart and in my brain. And his parents respond with love and understanding. They go to his grandparents and they respond with love and understanding. And he gets the clothes that he wants to choose. He feels better in that. He chooses his haircut. It's all good. And then the parents make sure that for his first day at school, his name is the name that's everywhere. And it's just such a lovely story about what a trans child needs to feel love and support. I also want to point out that they have portrayed a very diverse group of kids as Calvin's classmates. There's a girl with vitiligo skin condition there. This girl has a hearing aid. This boy looks like he has Down syndrome. A whole assortment of kinds of hair and skin color and eyes. And I really like that too. I did read in the author's note at the end that this couple have a child who is transgender, and she said to them, I'm a girl in my heart and in my brain, when she was 4 years old. So that's where they got that line from, talking about Calvin in here. Maybe a bit idealistic, and I think that's fine. There are other books where a trans child experiences bullying and more difficulty, and I think it's great to have one where there's love and acceptance. This book really reminded me of one that won the Stonewall Award, I think a couple of years ago. It's called When Aidan Became a Brother. It's by a trans author, Lukoff, and that one is illustrated by Kayla Juanita. That one is similar too in the way that the family is totally supportive. He calls himself Aidan. He helps prepare for a new sibling, a baby that's on the way. Everyone thought he was just a different kind of girl, but Aidan didn't feel like any kind of girl. He was really another kind of boy. One of the things that Aidan does is he helped look for names that could fit the new person that was going to be joining their family. no matter who they grew up to be. So both of these books avoid saying the dead name of the child again, which I think is great. They are definitely books with a message. They've got an agenda. Having an agenda is not always a bad thing. So for transgender children who are like Calvin or like Aidan, or transgender children who aren't like these boys, I think that these books will be helpful and reassuring. And for other children, they can help other children understand. Maybe if they know other kids that are transgender, and they can just have a better understanding of that. So lovely. But my favorite of these three is Love, Violet. And it's by Charlotte Sullivan Wilde, illustrated by Charlene Chua. This is a story of a crush or a friendship between Violet and Myra. So Violet, you see, she's got this great undercut, red hair, and she's in love with Myra, or has a huge crush on Myra, who's brown-skinned, but she goes shy every time she's around her. She has all these dreams about all the things that they can do together, and she goes shy. The delicate watercolor illustrations are really suitable, I think, for the winter setting. It's Valentine's, and Violet makes a handmade Valentine for Myra, but then she's too shy to give it to her, and so part of why I love this book so much is the language, and part of it is because there's more of a narrative arc going on in it. Myra called Violet, "I have something for you." Violet flew through the snow. She scaled drifts, slid across ice. She even dodged a barrage of snowballs under the jungle gym. She's got her jaunty hat on, and the Valentine is hidden under the hat, but uh-oh, blew away. What's gonna happen? Turns out Myra had a gift for her. And they were off galloping over snowy drifts. I love it. Love it. So that's my pick. Although I think that in that category, one of the two middle grade novels might be the winner. I don't know. I'll talk about those later once I've had a chance to read one of them. So there's just one I haven't read yet, and I will talk about that probably in a Friday read sometime. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching.